Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we diving deep into a topic that sounds simple, but is the number one reason most traders fail. It's not about finding the perfect indicator or a secret strategy. It's about something far more fundamental: patience. We're going to explore why traders don't fail from a lack of knowledge, but from a lack of patience, and what you can do to master this crucial skill. Let's get one thing straight. Most traders who lose money actually know what they should be doing. They know they should wait for a clean setup, follow their plan, and respect their stop loss. Yet, when the charts start moving, something else takes over. They jump into trades almost unconsciously, driven by a cocktail of emotions. Why does this happen? Our brains are wired for action, not for waiting. For thousands of years, survival depended on quick reactions. See a threat, run. See food, grab it. Trading triggers these same ancient survival instincts. Every flickering candle can feel like an opportunity or a threat. This constant stimulation releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, and triggers a massive fear of missing out, or FOMO. Before you know it, you're not addicted to making money. You're addicted to the action of trading itself. Clicking the buy or sell button becomes a habit, a reflex, not a calculated decision. And that's where the trouble begins. So why is waiting so incredibly difficult? It's because our brains absolutely hate uncertainty. When you're sitting on the sidelines, watching the market chop around, you don't know what will happen next. That feeling of not being in control is deeply uncomfortable. For many, entering a trade, even a bad one, feels better than doing nothing. It's the fastest way to relieve that psychological pressure and feel like you're in charge again. You're escaping the discomfort of the unknown, even if you know deep down it's the wrong move. This impatience leads to a handful of classic, account-destroying mistakes. First, entering too early. You see the price approaching your level, but you don't wait for confirmation. You just jump in, afraid you'll miss the move. Second, overtrading. You close a trade and immediately look for the next one, unable to sit still. You feel like you have asterisk to be in the market. Third, chasing the price. You see a big green candle and FOMO kicks in. You buy at the top, just as the early, patient traders are taking their profits. And finally, taking profits too soon. You're in a great trade, but the first sign of a pullback scares you out, leaving huge potential gains on the table. These little mistakes, driven by impatience, slowly bleed your trading account dry, often without you even realizing the root cause. Here is a powerful concept that every trader needs to internalize. Staying out of the market is a trading decision. In fact, it's one of the most important decisions you can make. When the market conditions are choppy, unclear, or don't align with your strategy, the best trade is no trade at all. Choosing not to enter is an active choice to protect your capital and, just as importantly, to protect your mental state. A few bad trades taken out of boredom can wreck your confidence for days, leading to a downward spiral of revenge trading. Protecting your mindset is just as critical as protecting your account balance. Remember, a professional sniper doesn't shoot at everything that moves. They wait, sometimes for days, for that one perfect shot. That's the mindset of a successful trader. The good news is that patience is not some innate personality trait you're either born with or not. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained and developed through practice. So how do you train your patience muscle? Start with small, practical habits. One of the most effective is to wait for the candle to close. Don't react to wicks and mid-candle volatility. Wait for the full period, whether it's 5 minutes, an hour, or a day, to finish before making a decision. This simple rule forces you to slow down. Another great tool is using price alerts. Instead of gluing your eyes to the screen, set an alert at your key level of interest. And when it triggers, you have time to calmly analyze the situation without the pressure of constant chart watching. Also, try implementing a pause. Before you click the mouse, take a deep breath and ask yourself one question. Is this trade part of my plan? Or is it an emotional reaction? This tiny gap between impulse and action can save you from countless bad decisions. One of the most powerful ways to separate emotion from execution is to do your homework before the market even opens. This means having a detailed trading plan. Before your session begins, you should have already identified your key zones of support and resistance, your potential entry criteria, your profit targets, and your stop-loss levels. You are creating a map for the day. When you've done this work in a calm, objective state of mind, you're no longer reacting to every little price fluctuation. You're simply executing a predefined plan. Become a manager of your trades, not a gambler reacting to the noise. When the price reaches your zone, you're not surprised or panicked. You're prepared. This proactive approach is the hallmark of a professional. This brings us to a fundamental shift in perspective that separates amateurs from a pro. Mature, profitable traders focus on the quality of their trades, not the quantity. They understand that one perfectly executed. High probability trade per week is infinitely more valuable than 10 random low-quality trades taken every day. The goal isn't to be busy. The goal is to be profitable. Many new traders think they need to trade constantly to make money, but the opposite is true. The market doesn't offer great setups every hour of every day. Sometimes the best opportunities only appear a few times a week. Your job is to wait for them. It's better to make $100 on one great trade than to lose $100 across 10 bad ones. The mental capital you save is priceless. Finally, we need to talk about patience on a much larger scale. Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term journey. Patience means having the discipline to spend years learning the craft, studying, backtesting, and refining your edge. It means trusting your proven system even when you're going through an inevitable losing streak. Every strategy has periods of drawdown. Patient traders abandon their strategy at the first sign of trouble, constantly jumping to the next shiny object. Patient traders stick with their plan, knowing that their edge will play out over time. Patience also means accepting the role of a small account. If you're starting with a small amount of capital, your primary goal is not to get rich. Your primary goal is to learn discipline, risk management, and the process of consistent execution. The profits will be small, and that's okay. You're building the foundation and habits that will allow you to successfully manage a larger account later on. In the end, it all comes down to this. The market is a giant mechanism for transferring wealth from the impatient to the patient. Every single day, money flows from those who need instant gratification to those who have the discipline to wait for the right moment. To survive and eventually thrive, you must shift your entire focus. Your number one job as a trader is not to make money. It is to preserve the capital you have. When you make capital preservation your top priority, patience naturally follows. You become more selective, more careful, and ultimately more profitable. So, the next time you feel that urge to jump into a trade, take a step back. Ask yourself if you're acting out of a well-defined plan or out of impatience. Master the art of waiting, and you'll unlock the door to consistent trading. It truly is the eternal secret to success. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content on trading, psychology, and strategy. Let me know in the comments what your biggest struggle with patience is. I'll see you in the next video.